There are moments in history when the future is quietly drawn on paper, lines, numbers, diagrams, and symbols that mean nothing to most people, yet threaten everything to those who understand them. This is the story of one such moment. A blueprint, not for a weapon, not for a building, but for a system so powerful, so disruptive, that it challenged the way the world was meant to work. And because of that, it was hidden, buried, forgotten, or, at least, they hoped it would be. Blueprints are supposed to build the future. But some blueprints don't get built. Not because they fail, but because they succeed too well. This one promised efficiency where there was waste, abundance where there was scarcity, and independence where control had long existed. It outlined a system that could change energy, infrastructure, and power itself. On paper, it worked. In theory, it was sound. In practice, it was dangerous to the wrong people. The blueprint emerged quietly, not in a government lab, but through the mind of an inventor who believed systems should serve humanity, not trap it. The design challenged existing models by removing the need for constant consumption. It reduced dependency. It simplified complexity. And most importantly, it could not be easily owned. That alone made it a problem. Because the modern world is not built on efficiency, it is built on dependence. Every major system, from energy to transportation to communication, relies on controlled access. Remove that control, and the system collapses. At first, the blueprint was dismissed, labeled unrealistic, too ambitious, too idealistic. But then something changed. The numbers added up. The tests aligned. Engineers quietly admitted that the design made sense. And that's when the tone shifted. Meetings stopped. Funding disappeared. Documents were classified. The blueprint didn't fail, it vanished. Not destroyed, just removed from the conversation. Because sometimes the safest way to kill an idea is to pretend it never existed. What made this blueprint so threatening was not what it created, but what it removed. It removed middlemen. It removed artificial scarcity. It removed long chains of profit built on inefficiency. It proposed a world where systems were smaller, smarter, and local, where people produced instead of depended, where control shifted away from centralized authorities. And history has shown us one thing clearly. Systems that remove control are never welcomed by those who hold it. This is not an isolated story. Across decades, similar blueprints have surfaced. Designs for cleaner energy, self-sustaining cities, ultra-efficient engines, decentralized networks. Each time, the same pattern repeats. Initial excitement, quiet validation, sudden silence. The public is told the idea was flawed, too expensive, not viable. And then a less efficient, more profitable alternative is rolled out instead. The blueprint is archived, forgotten, until someone stumbles across it again. Today, fragments of that original blueprint still exist. In old patents, in forgotten notebooks, in digitized archives no one visits. Engineers who've studied it say the same thing. It wouldn't have solved everything, but it would have changed the rules. And that's exactly why it couldn't be allowed to spread. Because real change doesn't ask for permission. It replaces the system entirely. The truth is, the world doesn't always move toward the best solutions. It moves toward the most controllable ones. And while technology has advanced, the blueprint remains unfinished, not because we can't build it, but because building it would force us to ask uncomfortable questions. Who benefits from inefficiency? Who profits from delay? And what kind of future was quietly postponed when that blueprint was hidden away? The most dangerous ideas are not loud. They don't announce themselves. They exist quietly, waiting for the right moment and the right generation to recognize their value. This blueprint was never meant to disappear forever. It was meant to wait. And now, as systems strain and old models fail, its relevance has returned. The blueprint they didn't want you to see was never about technology alone. It was about choice. A different way forward. A future that doesn't repeat the same mistakes under new names. And the real question is no longer why it was hidden, but whether we are finally ready to look at it again. If this story made you think, if it made you question what we're taught about energy and the future, Then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes the world can be better. Because the ideas that change history only survive when people choose to remember them. Thank you for watching.